When a doctor examined a 7-month-old baby's swollen jaw, he found something unexpected. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. Aaron Whittington and Emma Whittington were eager to start a family a few months after their marriage. Luckily, they were pregnant quickly after that. In addition to attending doctor's appointments to make sure their unborn child was healthy, the couple started preparing for the arrival of their child. The day has finally arrived for them to find out their baby's sex. They drove anxiously to the hospital near their home in Hutchinson, Kansas. Following an ultrasound scan, the doctor informed them of the excellent news. It was announced that Emma and Aaron will be having a daughter. Since they had previously decided on the name Maya in case their desire came true, Aaron and his wife were ecstatic. We couldn't believe it when the doctor told us we were having a baby girl. You know, it was our heart's desire, so we were just so happy, the expecting parents stated. They thanked the doctor and then excitedly got into their car and headed home. It was time for them to welcome their kid into the world after a few months. Fortunately, everything went smoothly, and their kid was born without any problems. Her parents were quite happy when Maya was born. Many of their visiting friends and relatives really acknowledged that their newborn daughter was the ideal fusion of both of them. The pleased parents lavished their daughter with love and affection. They had no idea that months later, something unexpected would occur. Playing around the home never bored Maya since she was a happy little girl. In addition, she was prone to putting items in her mouth. She would then crawl over to her parents, grin at them, and open her mouth. Her parents were aware that the baby was pulling her left side of her face when she was more than 4 months old, but they didn't know what was upsetting her. They initially believed it to be an ear infection or just teething, but the situation was far more complex than that. After 2 months, Maya was in a lot of pain and wept uncontrollably every day. While her husband was gone at work one Saturday afternoon, Emma was at home with her infant daughter. She suddenly became aware that her kid was in a lot of discomfort and that her jaw's left side had swelled considerably. She asked herself, what could be wrong? She grabbed her phone in alarm and dialed her husband. My wife called me that day when I was at work. She informed me that our kid was in a lot of discomfort and that the left side of her neck had begun to swell. Aaron remembered. Then she asked me to come to the hospital with them. The couple was eager to hear the doctor's findings as soon as they arrived at Hutchinson Regional Medical Center with their young daughter. The physicians eventually informed them that the lump beneath Maya's left jaw was only a bloated gland. After giving them some antibiotics, the doctors assured them that their daughter will recover. The pair couldn't wait to see their young child being her joyful self again and was grateful that the discomfort wasn't a sign of anything serious. But Maya's condition didn't get better, and it had gotten worse by the next morning. They found the swelled region had doubled in size, reaching the size of 1.5 golf balls, while they were checking on her. They were incredulous. When we woke up on Sunday morning, it had doubled in size and had something on the end that looked like pimples. We became more concerned at that point as we recognized how bad the situation was. We came to the conclusion that it was much more than a bloated gland. Aaron clarified, our daughter looked like Quasimodo. He put their kid in the care of her grandma since he and his wife had to leave for a conference that morning. The girl was then returned to the hospital by the elderly mother for more examinations. The doctor broke the pimple on her face after suspecting that she had a staph infection in her lymph nodes, but nothing emerged when they tried to drain the bump. The physicians made a blue line across the damaged part of Maya's face and administered some intravenous antibiotics a few minutes later. They were interested in whether the edema would worsen. Following a day of careful monitoring, the hospital's doctors peeled off the scab that had developed on the drained region. Emma and her husband saw something protruding from the area shortly after the doctors finished. Out of the hole where the scab had been, it appeared to be a stick or a thread. They pondered, what could that really be? However, the physicians believed there was nothing to be concerned about because they did not take any action or speak about it. Sandra Mathis, Maya's doctor, paid her a visit at home later that evening. The physician questioned the girl's parents what caused the swelling on her face a few minutes after she arrived. Then she looked at the baby's face and saw something there, but she was still unsure of what it was. Without much delay, she slipped on a pair of white gloves. When the doctor found something puzzling, the staff was discussing how it got there in addition to the majority of the other patients conversing. Dr. Sandra informed the girl's parents that she had never seen something like this in her 20 years as a physician. A youngster who previously had to have a hairbrush bristle out from his tonsils was the situation that most closely resembled Maya's. The pediatrician observed something protruding and put on her gloves when we informed her of our baby's illness. We couldn't believe it when she showed it to us. Nevertheless, we were happy that she removed it without any issue. If she hadn't found it, things may have grown worse, more terrible than they were already. Seeing our kid in such anguish and being powerless to stop it was really upsetting. It was difficult to determine how something so strange got lodged in her jaw, the doctor disclosed. The most likely explanation, though, was that the little child inadvertently swallowed or breathed it, which caused it to become lodged in her neck or inside her cheek. But the thing was rejected by her body, which attempted to eliminate it. Consequently, it pushed the item from the side of her left neck. On their bed, Emma and Aaron typically kept a down pillow. They thought their daughter ingested the thing off it, although she wasn't constantly on it. After learning about this, Emma and her spouse threw the pillow in the garbage. After that, they brought Maya to a Wichita hospital for more care. There was a firm knot, about 1.5 inches in size, in the swollen part of her face. The baby needed surgery since the knot didn't break by itself. Thankfully, the procedure went smoothly, and she felt better by the day. What then was first lodged in her jaw? It was a black feather, 2 inches long, and you won't believe it. When Maya's parents learned that a feather that long had landed up in the bottom portion of their infant's left jaw, they were shocked. Maya healed completely when the doctor removed it, and a few days after she had to have surgery. She was given permission by the physicians to leave the hospital and return home. Emma and her husband were thrilled that their child's restless nights were finally gone and thanked the physicians for their help. My spouse and I were overjoyed that our child would no longer have to endure suffering. We are thankful to the physicians who assisted our little angel because it was so difficult for him to sleep or play, Emma remarked. After Maya's parents posted the tale on social media, it quickly gained widespread attention. The fact that so many parents could identify with their family's story astonished Emma and Aaron. Numerous commenters on the story mentioned that their kids had previously struggled with similar issues. I'm simply relieved that Maya recovered quickly and returned to her joyful, typical self. How do you feel about Maya's narrative? I'm eager to see what you think in the comments area. See you later. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.